Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Wendy Chen. Thank you for joining us. In today's top stories, team of medical staff from northern Taiwan arrived in Jinmen to hold free clinics for local residents and prison inmates. We go to Germany to find out how their education program offers a freedom of choice to develop children's personal interest. And we go to Tainan to meet the century-old winter melon tea store and its owner, Lin Kechuan, and his son, Lin Dexuan. We start today's program in Taiwan. To safeguard the health of residents in Jinmen County, the Northern Taiwan team of medical staff visits the area twice a year. This year's free clinic was held from June 30th to July 1st at a local nursing home and a gymnasium. The event not only joined by dentist Chen Rui Huang and his family of 4, but also Tzu Qings, who dedicated their summer holidays to help.
During the free dental clinic, to comfort a disabled patient, Tzu volunteers cheer him up by singing songs.
When I first arrived at the free clinic, I thought we were only responsible for providing group activities, but I realized that we need to treat everyone with extra patience and to give with a grateful heart.
To safeguard the health of disabled people, team of doctors decided to hold the free clinic inside the nursing home and to enable proceedings to pass all the more smoothly. Tzu volunteers also led group activities. Next, the team of doctors and volunteers arrived at a local gym to hold the second free clinic. This time, the free event was joined by dentist Chen Rui Huang and his family of 4.
A lot of Tzu brothers and sisters say that my family members are all Tzu volunteers, but I feel that Tzu is like a big family.
Every time we visit Jinmen County, my father always visits the homes of seniors. Many of them are over 100 years old. We always promise each other that we'll see each other again in half a year. I'm very touched by their spirits.
Right now, I'm a student from the dental department, so when I graduate, I will definitely join the free clinic or perform house calls with my father.
I just hope to provide comfort to the patients, so when they are afraid, I will hold their hands.
Besides the free clinic, team of doctors also make house calls to residents who can't attend the free clinic. Thanks to the team of doctor, Mr. Lin has finally had his gallstones removed.
It makes a lot of difference, otherwise I would know that I'm sick and need to take medication.
Twice a year, the Northern Taiwan TEMA pays visits to Jinmen County not only to safeguard local residents' health, but also to bring them happiness and warmth.
Also in Jinmen County, where healthcare resources are scarce in comparison to Taiwan, Tzu Taipei team visits the prison every year to care for the health condition of prison inmates. Most of the inmates being held here are charged for selling drugs or drug transportation. Volunteers hope through their long-term support and care to warm the hearts of inmates and inspire them to turn over a new leaf in life.
Arriving at Jinmen Prison in Jinmen County, Taiwan, Taipei team members and Tzu volunteers are bringing some warmth inside the cold steel prison door. Staff quickly sets up the medical equipment, transforming the room into a small hospital to provide a variety of medical services.
Actually, in Jinmen County, our medical resources are not sufficient, so if needed, we have to transport the inmates to Taiwan, which is very inconvenient for us.
I feel that the doctors and nurses are all very caring. They ask me a lot of questions, and in return, I'm more familiar with my own body conditions. I'm very thankful for their help.
Tzu's team and medical staff continues to care for the inmates' health to break down the coldness of the prison walls.
All around the world, many senior residents live alone and are unable to take care of themselves. In our next report, we join Tzu Chi volunteers as they visit a couple in Tainan, Mr. Cho and his wife. Without the assistance of a crane, the elderly man has difficulty in moving around, and his wife, who suffers from depression, shuts herself away from the world. But first, in Beitun district of Taichung, volunteers are also visiting a care recipient who has suffered a stroke and finds it difficult to clean his house.
80-year-old senior Jiang Yunlang from Taichung, Taiwan, suffered a stroke and is unable to keep his house clean. His living room is cramped and his floors dusty.
Mr. Jiang often has physical therapy sessions. We came today because he was home.
Tzu Chi volunteers scrubbed everything down. Divvying up cleaning tasks, volunteers use their strength to help Senior Jiang clean up.
His living conditions are terrible. We come help him out so his place is comfortable to live in.
Moving to Tainan district, where a little rain doesn't stop Tzu Chi volunteers from cleaning up, Mr. Cho lends a helping hand in identifying what goes and what stays. It's this kind of interaction that builds trust.
Mrs. Cho doesn't speak to us. We show her that we are here to clean. The first time we did this, her eyes lit up. It feels like she understood we were here to help.
To open up space in his home, Tzu Chi volunteers, with Mr. Cho's permission, tore down the partition, making the room vibrant and bright. Tzu Chi volunteers help the solitary senior residents with loving care, in hopes that they will live happily in a clean environment.
In Taiwan, a great number of people still feel that attaining an advanced academic degree is the only road to success, but they often overlook the most important element of learning, personal interest. Today, we will look at Germany's technical and vocational education system, which was instituted over 100 years ago. After graduating from middle school, students who choose a vocational path must first serve an internship. Only then are they allowed to apply for a vocational or technical school. Upon graduation from a technical institute, students must pass a license test. This rigorous curriculum has the full support of Germany's business and industrial communities because it offers not only freedom of choice, but also a window of opportunities to the nation's youth.
And it's quite complicated to construct this tower, and they did this during our lessons, and they learned how to work as a mechanical engineer.
Students spent an entire semester constructing this wind-powered generator. The project enabled them to understand principles of mechanics and also learn about teamwork.
We found out it doesn't work very good on this place. So what we are now doing is we measure the wind speed on this place and just over there on this place. And this is what we do right now in our lessons. They have to find out how many electrical power, electrical energy we would get on this place comparing with this station.
700 solar panels have been installed on the roof of the school, supplying enough energy to heat water for the school's bathing facilities. But that's just a bonus. Practically, the project allows students to analyze electrical generation data.
For example, the angle on the roof is 16 degrees, and we could see many options to increase the amount of energy we can get.
German students gain hands-on experience with the latest technical innovations. Presently, 400,000 people are involved in the green energy-related businesses. These students will be the vanguard of the future.
This is the future. Yeah, the renewable energy and the wind power station or solar energy is our future, and that's we have a really good chance that we are here for our future. It's really good.
This curtain that the students design goes up automatically in the morning and comes down in the evening. In Germany, 7th and 8th graders all have the ability to do this. But in Taiwan, we think that only students at a technical university could produce such a design. It is such a great pity.
Self-confidence and professional pride shows in the students' faces. By learning through hands-on experience, they come to know the value of their educational choices.
Students can't apply for a technical college until they have a certificate showing that they've served an internship. After 3 years of study, students must pass a licensing test. Only then are they qualified to take a job.
May, who resided in Germany for 20 years, has a son and a daughter. Her daughter sifted through several vocational options before settling on a career as a professional buyer. Her son, though studied at a university, has changed majors as well. However, Yang Rui Mei feels that the time her children spent making choices for their future was well worth it.
It's a good system. Students should be allowed to choose what they like, what they're interested in. Only then can they pursue successful careers.
A successful technical education system relies on the support of the nation's businesses and industries. In Germany, even Mercedes-Benz allows student interns to work on the company's production lines.
First, there's the tradition, and then there's the quintessence of that tradition. People respect their own professions as well as those of others. That's why the training is so practical and effective.
Even after educational reforms have been put in place, Taiwan's technical and vocational training system still lacks focus. Germany offers a worthy model for cultivating the talent and interest of our youth and providing real links between the educational system and businesses and industries. Next, we go to Malaysia's Johor province. In Johor Bahru City, Tzu Chi Kindergarten hosted a fundraising event at which the children served cuisine in a restaurant setting. The dishes were fully prepared by the youngsters, with the proceeds going towards the construction fund for a dialysis center.
Inside the Great Love restaurant at Johor Bahru Kindergarten in Malaysia, the waiting staff are children. The teachers helped with the cooking, but the children were given the rest of the tasks, including washing vegetables and serving the meals.
If they understand that preparing a meal isn't easy, they will learn the value of food. We are constantly reminding children not to waste food.
It's comparable to the Western restaurants.
The students are eager to wash the pile of dishes, which cultivates their willingness to help out at home.
My child used to be mischievous, but after enrolling in Tzu Chi Kindergarten, he now thinks about others. He will help his mother out, doing chores around the house.
为什么要做这个DaAi餐厅的工呢？因为要赚钱给施工，因为要赚钱给施工上人做牺牲中心，给病人牺牲。
Students' hearts come together towards achieving one goal.
The 2012 Queensland Computer and Electronic Fair was held from June 28 to July 1st at China's Jiangsu province. This year, DaAi Technology also took part in the exhibition. The simple humanistic layout of the booth drew the attention of many passers-by, and volunteers seized the opportunity to introduce Tzuji's recycling concepts to them. After listening to a volunteer's explanation, a local authority said that he was very impressed by the technology.
This is the scene at the 2012 KE show in Kunshan, China. Throughout the exhibition, Tzuji volunteers hope to encourage the public to reduce the burden on our Mother Earth. During the 2012 KE show in China, DaAi Technology also took the opportunity to promote its items made from recycled plastic bottles. Guan Aiguo, who is the secretary of Kunshan Municipal Committee of the CPC, was very impressed by the technology.
Where did the plastic bottles come from?
The plastic bottles were collected by our recycling volunteers. The volunteers will clean them to make them like this, so the quality of the raw materials will be good.
After listening to a volunteer's explanation, Guan decided to include the process in Kunshan City's recycling plan.
To reduce our carbon footprint, we decided to promote recycling not only in corporations but also in every household.
A blanket can be made from 27 plastic bottles. Seeing the items that can be made from them, participants at the KE show were very impressed.
This is not only a good way to push sound economics, but also a fabulous contribution to the human race.
The Tzuji volunteers say they will seize every opportunity to promote recycling and hope the media can also join in so that more and more people can understand the importance of environmental conservation.
In yesterday's feature reports on Taiwan's fading industry, we learn about the making of Chinese herbal tea in Kaohsiung. Today, also in southern Taiwan, but in Tainan, we visit a winter melon tea store that has been around for over 100 years. To turn winter melon, also known as white gourd, into sweet-flavored tea requires skills and labor, and is something that the fourth-generation owner Lin Kechuan wanted his son Lin Dexuan to experience. Dexuan eventually gave up his highly paid job at a trading company to take on the family business. Let's find out more. In a medical book written in the Ming Dynasty, it is stated that winter melon can prevent dehydration and relieve toxic heat and puffiness, so this is a great choice of food in summer. When fully grown and mature, the winter melons are chosen as ingredients for desserts because of their thick fruity flesh, but they must be peeled and sliced before they can be cooked. To the Lin family in Tainan, this white gourd is what keeps the family business going.
I don't tell others about our family business when I go out, because it is quite a burden for me. When they know that I am the grandchild of the popular winter melon tea man, the nickname becomes a great burden. I feel more restricted in whatever I do.
33-year-old Lin Dexuan is the fifth-generation owner of the 100-year-old winter melon tea shop in southern Taiwan. Stirring the cooking pot with a long ladle may seem like an easy task, but it is one that Lin has been running away from for many years.
During that 2 to 3 year time when I left home to work elsewhere, my dad asked me to come back, and he was asking me more frequently as time passed by. Our business is open 365 days a year, so my parents have really trained themselves over the years working here. They may look young, but they are physically exhausted.
When my father was in charge, the business was only doing all right. But when it was passed to my father, he did really well. You could even say the business was at its peak. Then slowly we went downhill. My business wasn't going too well either, so I thought I would come back to help my father.
Lin Dexun's father, Lin Kechuan, the fourth-generation owner of the Wintermelon Tea Store, ended his printing business 13 years ago to take charge of the family bantam passed on to them by his grandfather. Though for different reasons, the father and son Pei all returned home. Pouring bags of sugar into the wintermelon liquid, as the temperature rises, these tea makers must pay more attention. The boiling syrup left new and old scars on everyone's arms. For the staff working here, regardless of the weather, long pants must be worn to prevent injuries. White gourd and sugar are cooked for over 2 hours and poured onto a flat tray when the mixture turns to caramel color and becomes sticky. Next, the mixture is stirred quickly for air compression. When dry, the blocks of wintermelon tea and sugar that we see in a supermarket are produced.
This traditional food that you see here is made from real winter melon and sugar and has been boiled over a period of time. There are absolutely no chemical additives, so there's no harm to our health. It is what people recognize and are looking for these days, so we are back to eating natural food.
To make traditional tea like this, there are many processes we can mechanize, and we depend greatly on physical input and experience. It is also regarded as a highly dangerous job because temperatures are quite high inside the kitchen. Whether it is cooking oil or smoke, a small accident might lead to a serious injury.
The father and son pair, who shares the same desire to preserve the natural flavor, have different views on whether they should replace manual labor with machines. The wintermelon tea making process, from peeling the gourd, stirring the syrup, to walking around to pour the syrup onto trays, all depends on labor. The only thing that Lin Dexun was able to convince his dad to replace is this electronic thermometer.
I think we should pass on this tradition. Since my father already has this business, it would have been a great pity if he were to end it, so I took over. My son has never had any experience either, so I asked him to come back and experience it for himself. I said to him, take a year or two, or 3 to 5 years. If you don't think this is suitable for you, you don't have to do it. At least you'll learn the skills behind this business. And if you want to take on the family business, then be determined.
Since I already promised to come back and take on the family business, I must do my best on this path. In future, I will let my children decide for themselves too.
With determination and creativity, Lin Dexun and his father added a variety of new flavors to the 100-year-old wintermelon tea store. It was Lin Kechuan that insisted his son give up a highly paid job at a trading company to experience and learn these skills. To the Lin family, wintermelon tea means the world. At the end of today's program, we joined city volunteers in Hong Kong who went to Fanling Station to distribute Jingsi aphorism stickers to minibus drivers. Despite the sudden downpour of rain, volunteers were determined to share the Master's words of wisdom to inspire these passengers from all walks of life. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for watching DaAi Headlines. Goodbye.